Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for March Comes In Like a Lion, chapter 188. When we last left our heroes, Harunobu, having finished his sort of thoughts about Rei's headspace, went back to the game, and we got really in the weeds of the shogi gameplay, as Harunobu sort of commented on Rei's strategy, realizing that it was a good deal more defensive than he thought it was, but also still sort of wrapped up in this metaphor of the Jack Russell Terrier, that Rei is also just a lot more excitable than he used to be. Harunobu kind of pins that on his bettering relationship with Hina and the Kawamotos in general. But also, it was one of those chapters that's just very, very shogi heavy. And the specifics of shogi strategy, which, as I've said in the past, is not really why I'm here. I'm here for more of the character work. But still, it was fun enough. And it's kind of the cost of entry of March Comes Like a Lion. So anyway, let's dive right on in chapter 188, Path, Part 6. And I still think this is Nobidome, our cover here, coming home for a run or something. The menu for tomorrow is aerobics. In the end is a cheat day, or what you call superior compensation. Wait time is weightlift time. Alright, it's... whatever the hell is going on in these, I guess, cover stories has gotten more and more lost to me. But whatever, moving on. So specifically where we last left off in the game, Rei had noticed Harunobu kind of countering his more defensive strategy, and so Rei started going on the attack. Harunobu has the comment, "That shape you've got going there is getting pretty scary too, isn't it?" So anyway, we open up with the game continuing. Harunobu makes his own move. 8-6 Fu. If you're thinking about taking that Gin, go right ahead. In exchange, my 8-7 Fu promote will fork the Hisha and Kaku. Well, not that I really expect you to come at me that way, though. I mean, it'd be a weight off my shoulders if you did. Okay, so it seems like Harunobu's kind of thinking about his ideal plan, but he doesn't think Rei is stupid enough to actually fall for it. And then we cut to Smith and Tanaka, who are, I think this is Smith reading the game records, or actively writing out the records as it's happening, watching on one of those TV screens. Smith calls him in. "Oh, Tanaka-san, come here, check this out. You came right at the good part." And he hands Tanaka the records, and Tanaka thinks, "Huh? What's going on in this game? What a bizarre formation," which is kind of what Harunobu's been saying all this time. "Huh? It's Kiriyama versus Nikaido. And the one who induced this position was Kiriyama? Yep, that's right." And we get a flashback from Smith about the aftermath of Harunobu's last game with the other guy from the Shimada workshop, whose name is Sugita, I think? Don't quote me on that, because I'm not quite sure, but I think it's Sugita. And Smith just tells Kiriyama in this flashback, "Yeah, this reaffirmed my opinion of never wanting to play a game of shogi like that. Like, ever. What about you, Kiriyama?" And Rei tells him, "Honestly, I was rather moved." "Huh? You were laughing up a storm back there, weren't you?" "No, I was emotionally moved by it. I think I want to play through it again when I get home." And Smith thinks back, "He was really serious about that, huh? And he seriously replayed the game on his board back home and studied it." And Tanaka looks over it. "Is, everything alright at the Shimada study group?" And then I think this is Smith's line here. "You think Shimada-san is watching? The winner of this plays him, right? He's gonna need to face one of these two mischievous kids. If it were me, I wouldn't want to go up against either of them. Tenacious, mischievous kids really are the worst. They're like stubborn mudstains, don't you think? They just don't come out." And then we see Shimada just watching at his house, so drained. Also, did what's-his-face leave? Is he still there? But we just see Shimada has this, as he sighs and physically droops over. He's just drained. And then we cut back to the match as Rei makes his play. 4-3 Fu drop. And Harunobu looks at it. "That hurts. Throwing a shuriken at me, huh? No matter which I take it with, it hurts. On the other hand, there's no way I can just let that hang there. And yeah, we see that Rei's piece is like surrounded by Harunobu's pieces. He has like 3 options to take it. And Harunobu thinks, what do I do? Okay, let's go this way. 7-7 Gin promote. Oh, a decisive move. I think this is like the announcer. Either this is Tanaka and Smith or this is like the official announcer. Is he taking into account the slight disadvantage? And Rei counters with 4-3 Fu promote. Then a 7-7 K. And we just see Rei is like taking more and more pieces. Again, my lack of knowledge of shogi terminology and shogi like gameplay in general means I'm not quite sure what the sort of tide of battle is here. But anyway, back with Smith. He's mercilessly peeling his pieces off the board. And here he's taking the Gin. And Tanaka watches. That hurts. That really hurts. What's your response, Nikaido? Okay, so I'm going to get really down in the weeds real fast. This is absolutely an unimportant thing that does not matter to anyone at all besides me and me alone. But this series is generally, it started, I think, in like 07, right? And so it's generally been considered that like with the 2 or 3 years that have passed in universe, it's probably around 09. But the way the cameras are arranged on Tanaka's smartphone, that's a 3-camera iPhone. That's a modern phone. That's like a 2019 at the earliest kind of smartphone. I know it does not matter in any way, shape, or form, but I'm focusing on that mainly because I can't really comment on all the shogi stuff, given my lack of knowledge of the game. Anyway, Harunobu makes his move now. 8-9, he promote. And we see this kind of, Asian-style dragon behind Harunobu as he makes that move. He's making a Ryu when threatening the king. The dragon is undaunted, even with its scales being peeled off. And Kiriyama, how will you respond? And Kiriyama makes a move. I don't really know what he's doing there. But Smith makes the comment, oh, I should have expected no different from Kiriyama the all-rounder. He's even good at ranging Hisha, huh? Tanaka thinks, wow, he's good. He really came in gently, huh? So that adverb, gently, and we'll see it again with Harunobu's next line I just saw here, that I'll just go ahead and read. Softly, lightly, and precisely, he made his move. Which kind of seems to be in contrast to the whole metaphor Harunobu was cooking up with the Jack Russell Terrier. So I don't know. We'll see how all that comes about later, I think. Anyway, Tanaka thinks, if you think too deeply about gains and losses, then ranging Hisha won't survive. It's really quite amazing. Kiriyama-kun really leapt in there like he had wings on his feet. He's moving those pieces around so easily. I can't help but think, in the past, he was more consciously light and nimble, but now it's different. He's moving exceedingly easily and without resistance. Okay, so here's an interesting bit, because we have the image of the terrier again, with Tanaka's little inner monologue here. But where Harunobu saw that as kind of a flaw in Rei's playing, Tanaka's seeing it as a boon. It's a sign that he's improved. He's doing this so easily and without resistance. Almost unconsciously is kind of the implied bit by saying in the past he was more consciously light. Now it's almost an unconscious lightness. But that terrier metaphor is still intact, actually. I was wrong earlier. But whereas Harunobu kind of, I think, saw this as like a hard pivot from how Rei used to be, Tanaka's seeing it more as a natural evolution. Anyway, we come back to Harunobu's inner thoughts, and we see he's starting to get kind of flushed. This is the thing, Kiriyama. The fact that you can have such a heavy, serious personality, but still be able to do stuff like this. It's, like, awesome, but also, like, annoying. You damn Jack Russell, running around all cheery and zoomy. I've got no time to set up my main battery. And we have this image of, like, the Jack Russell Terrier running around Harunobu, stealing all his pieces, as Harunobu is trying to set up, like, a cannon sort of thing to take Kiriyama down. Damn it! The heavy profundity of my strategy is backfiring on me. All that heaviness is quickly sapping away my stamina. If this keeps up, I'll collapse under my own weight. To be continued. Okay, so While a lot of this chapter is, in the end, a lot of shogi strategy, which is, again, not why I'm really here, I think these last few pages offer some interesting kind of insights into Harunobu's mind space. I feel like Harunobu, this entire match, since, like, this started in real-world time the better part of a year ago, we've seen Harunobu kind of waffle back and forth. Is Rei improving, or is he getting worse? At first he was like, the fact that you found a light outside shogi is going to be your undoing, and then he quickly realized the error of his ways, and then he sort of pivoted back with the Jack Russell metaphor. Oh, you're so light, you'll just get, like, swept up or something. But now, once again, he's pivoted back to that second position, where he's like, no, I'm the one who's getting beat here. I've been trying to set things up so slowly that his speediness is whooping my ass now. I don't know. Harunobu he's going through some shit right now. He's not really sure I don't think he's quite sure how he feels about Rei's playstyle. Maybe it's kind of summed up in this line. It's, like, awesome, but also, like, annoying. He's, on the one hand, happy for Rei, of course, that he's, like, started to beat back his suppression. And also, it's great that he's somehow still become a better player for it, which Harunobu on some level can't quite imagine. Like, you can sort of imagine it, as we saw in, I think it was 183, the chapter before the long hiatus. I forget what chapter that was exactly. Maybe it was 184, I'm not sure. Whichever one it was. You sort of realize that, like, yeah, you don't need that motivation you don't need to have some external motivation. You don't have to be miserable in your personal life to be good at shogi. You can be happy and good at the same time. And then I lost where I was going with that train of thought, because I got distracted thinking about when that happened. Anyway, we're seeing, though, that Rei is distinctly getting better, like, both in shogi and in life. And I talked previously, over that 3-month hiatus, I rewatched the first season. And as I was watching it, I was kind of struck by this idea that early on, there was a sense that Rei would only kind of improve himself, that Rei's ultimate happy ending would involve leaving shogi for good. And earlier, I kind of thought maybe we were heading back in that direction, right? With Harunobu's comments about, now that he has Hina, he's become so light, and that's going to be his undoing. And so obviously the answer the series would be pushing for is, it's better to leave shogi than be miserable and a prodigy. But now, I'm not sure anymore. Because we have this Jack Russell metaphor that's all of a sudden become not a sign of Rei's decreasing shogi skills, but of his increasing shogi skills. So, in layman's terms, I just don't know. I don't know where exactly Umino is sort of taking us here, but I am very excited to find out. So yeah, that's really all I have to say here. Baby steps in the match as we're continuing to see Harunobu's kind of thoughts on Rei continue to evolve over and over and over again. And yeah, I'm excited to see where all this goes. I'm excited to see what kind of answer Umino will come up with in the end. So with that said, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you'll enjoy the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe, do whatever makes you happy, And as always, your life is your own, okay? Bye!